Hello and welcome, my friend. I'm Dr. Ken Berry, and today we're going to talk about something that almost every man and woman over 50 complains about: constant fatigue. You know that feeling? You wake up in the morning already tired, you push through the day yawning, and by evening you're drained, no matter how little you actually did. And the worst part, most people think it's just aging. They believe being exhausted all the time is normal once you hit 50. But let me tell you, that is absolutely false. Feeling worn out every day is not a normal part of getting older, it's a warning sign. Now here's the problem. The medical system often misses the root causes. They'll hand you another prescription, tell you to drink more coffee, or shrug and say, well, you're not 20 anymore. But that's not the truth. The truth is there are very specific, very common reasons why you're always tired after 50, and the good news is, once you identify them, you can actually reverse that fatigue and get your energy back. Think about this for a second. What if the very foods you've been told are healthy are actually stealing your energy? What if one of your everyday habits, the one you never question, is the real reason you feel like you're dragging your feet all day? And what if I told you that fixing just one or two of these hidden energy killers could make you feel 10 or even 20 years younger? In this video, I'm going to reveal the biggest culprits that drain your energy after. These are mistakes I see patients make over and over again, and chances are you're making at least one of them right now. So don't click away, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's sabotaging your energy and, more importantly, what you can do starting today to feel sharp, strong, and alive again. So let's dive into the real reasons you're always tired after 50, and I promise you it's not just your age. One of the most common and most overlooked reasons people over 50 feel tired all the time is unstable blood sugar. You've probably been told for decades that eating healthy whole grains, low-fat cereals, fruit juices, or even granola bars is good for you. But let me tell you, these so-called healthy foods are one of the biggest energy thieves in your daily life. Here's what happens. When you eat these carb-heavy foods, your blood sugar spikes sky high. Your body has to release a big surge of insulin to bring that sugar back down. And what happens next? You crash. That's why you feel good for an hour or two, but then suddenly you're yawning, craving a snack, and struggling to focus. It's like riding a roller coaster all day long, up, down, until you're completely exhausted. Now, here's the dangerous part. Many people don't even realize this is happening. They think, I had my healthy breakfast, I should feel great. But the truth is, your body is burning sugar, not fat, for fuel. And sugar burns out fast. That constant cycle leaves you drained before noon. And it's one of the biggest reasons you feel like you have no energy after 50. I've seen countless patients who thought their fatigue was due to aging, when in reality it was due to the blood sugar roller coaster. Once they cut out the sugary snacks, the fruit juices, the so-called heart-healthy cereals, and switched to real nutrient-dense foods like eggs, meat, healthy fats, and low-carb vegetables, their energy skyrocketed. They weren't dragging themselves out of bed anymore. They weren't desperate for an afternoon nap. Instead, they had steady energy from morning until night. So if you're constantly tired, I want you to think carefully about what you're eating first thing in the morning and throughout the day. Because if your diet is still filled with carb-based foods that spike your sugar, then crash it back down. No amount of coffee or vitamins will fix your fatigue. Until you stabilize your blood sugar, you will always feel drained. And the worst part, you've been told for years that those foods are healthy, but now you know the truth. They're robbing you of energy day after day. Another huge reason so many people over 50 feel tired all the time is nutrient deficiencies. And let me be clear, I'm not talking about some rare exotic vitamin that you need to special order online. I'm talking about the most basic nutrients that your body absolutely requires every single day to make energy. Take vitamin B12, for example. This nutrient is essential for your nervous system, your brain, and your red blood cells. Without enough B12, your body literally can't carry oxygen efficiently through your blood. That means even if you're breathing just fine, your cells are starving for oxygen. And what does that feel like? Fatigue, weakness, brain fog. It feels like your tank is always empty, no matter how much you rest. Here's the kicker. B12 deficiency is extremely common after age 50 because your stomach produces less stomach acid as you get older. And guess what? Stomach acid is what helps you absorb B12 from your food. So even if you're eating meat, eggs, or fish, you may not be absorbing the B12 your body needs. And the tragic part, most doctors either don't check your levels, or they tell you your blood test is normal when in reality it's nowhere near optimal. Now let's talk about vitamin D. This is your sunshine vitamin, but more than that, it's a hormone that controls hundreds of processes in your body. Without enough vitamin D, your mitochondria, the tiny power plants in your cells, don't function properly. That means less energy, weaker muscles, and more fatigue. And here's the truth. Most people over 50 are deficient, especially if you spend most of your time indoors or live in a place where the sun isn't strong year-round. And then there's magnesium. This mineral is involved in over 300 different reactions in your body, including how your muscles relax, how your nerves fire, and how your cells produce ATP, the energy molecule that literally powers everything. If you're low on magnesium, you're gonna feel tense, restless, and wiped out. Sadly, modern diets and processed foods have stripped magnesium out of the soil, which means even people eating healthy foods often aren't getting enough. Now here's the frustrating part. Instead of looking for these nutrient deficiencies, most doctors will simply hand you a prescription for a stimulant, a sleep aid, or an antidepressant. But if you don't have the raw materials your body needs to make energy, no pill in the world is going to fix the problem. I've seen patients who thought they were just old and tired, but once we corrected their B12, vitamin D, and magnesium levels, it was like a light switch flipped. They had energy again. They wanted to move, to exercise, to actually enjoy life. So if you're constantly tired after 50, don't just assume it's aging. There's a good chance you're running on empty because your body is missing key nutrients. And once you fix that, you'll be shocked at how much better you feel. Now let's move beyond food and nutrients, because diet is only one piece of the fatigue puzzle. If you're over 50 and you're always tired, chances are your lifestyle habits are also stealing your energy without you realizing it. And I'm not just talking about staying up late or skipping exercise. I'm talking about everyday routines that seem harmless but are quietly draining the life out of you. 1. Poor sleep hygiene. Let's start with the most obvious: sleep. By the time people hit 50, many of them are sleeping less, and the quality of that sleep is poor. Some people shrug it off saying, well, I just don't need as much sleep anymore. That is completely false. Your body still needs deep restorative sleep every single night to repair tissues, balance hormones, and recharge your brain. But here's the problem. Modern habits are destroying sleep quality. Looking at your phone, tablet, or TV right before bed bombards your brain with blue light, which suppresses melatonin, your sleep hormone. That means even if you're in bed for 7 or 8 hours, your sleep is shallow and restless. You wake up groggy instead of refreshed. And if you're eating late at night, especially carbs or sugar, your blood sugar spikes and crashes while you sleep, leading to more tossing, turning, and night sweats. Fixing your sleep hygiene, turning off screens an hour before bed, keeping your room dark and cool, and avoiding late night snacking can transform your energy levels more than you realize. 2. Chronic stress. Next, let's talk about stress. After 50, many people are dealing with financial pressures, family responsibilities, health concerns, or even caring for aging parents. That constant stress keeps your body in fight or flight mode, and when your stress hormone cortisol is elevated all the time, it completely wrecks your energy. Think about it. Your body is designed to handle short bursts of stress, like running from danger. But when stress never ends, it drains your adrenal glands, disrupts your sleep, messes with your digestion, and leaves you feeling flat out exhausted. And here's the trap. Many people use caffeine or sugar to push through the day, which only makes the crashes worse. What can you do instead? You don't need an expensive retreat or therapy session, although those can help. Simple things like deep breathing exercises, walking outside in the sunlight, spending quiet time without screens, or even prayer and meditation can reset your stress response. These little practices calm your nervous system and free up energy that stress is otherwise stealing. Dehydration. Here's another overlooked cause of fatigue. Dehydration. By the time you feel thirsty, you're already behind. And as we age, our sense of thirst becomes less reliable. That means a lot of people over 50 walk around mildly dehydrated all day long. Even a small drop in hydration, just 1–2%, can reduce your energy, slow your brain function, and make your muscles feel weak. If you're constantly tired, one of the simplest fixes is to drink enough water throughout the day. Not soda, not fruit juice, not energy drink. Just plain water with maybe a pinch of salt or electrolytes. If you're sweating a lot, you'd be amazed how many people feel better just by getting properly hydrated. 4. Lack of movement. Finally, let's talk about activity. I see this all the time. Someone says, "Doc, I'm too tired to exercise," but here's the truth. The less you move, the more tired you become. Your body was designed to move, and when you sit all day, your circulation slows, your muscles weaken, and your mitochondria, the tiny batteries in your cells, stop working efficiently. That means your energy production goes down, and fatigue goes up. Now, I'm not saying you need to run marathons or spend hours in the gym. In fact, at 50 or 60, that's not realistic for most people. But simple daily movement, walking, stretching, light strength training, even body weight exercises at home can restart your energy system. It doesn't drain you. It actually gives you more energy. Movement literally charges your internal batteries. The bottom line of lifestyle energy drains. Here's the truth. If you're over 50 and tired all the time, it's not just your age. Poor sleep habits, constant stress, hidden dehydration, and lack of movement are quietly robbing you of the vitality you could still have. Fixing these isn't complicated, but you do have to be intentional. Turn off the screens at night. Manage your stress in small, healthy ways. Drink enough water. Move your body daily. Do these consistently, and you'll discover that fatigue isn't inevitable with age. In fact, you might just feel more energized in your 50s and 60s than you did in your 30s, because now you finally understand how to fuel and protect your energy. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked reasons people over 50 feel tired. The very reticence and diet advice they've been told to follow for decades. The medication trap. By the time most people reach their 50s, they've been prescribed at least 1 or 2 daily medications. Some are necessary, but many come with a hidden price. Fatigue is a side effect. Blood pressure medications, cholesterol-lowering statins, certain antidepressants, and even common allergy pills can all leave you feeling drained. The irony, you take these meds to improve your health, but they quietly rob you of energy day after day. Now, I'm not saying throw away your prescriptions. That would be irresponsible. What I am saying is this: if you're tired all the time, review your medication list with your doctor. Ask, could this pill be contributing to my fatigue? You'd be surprised how often the answer is yes, and sometimes with lifestyle changes, you may not even need that medication long term. 2. The low-fat diet lie. For decades we've been told, if you want to stay healthy after 50, eat a low-fat diet, avoid butter, avoid eggs, avoid red meat, stick to whole wheat bread, low-fat yogurt, and skim milk. But here's the truth: this advice is one of the biggest reasons you're always tired. Why? Because fat is your body's most stable, long-lasting source of energy. When you cut fat out of your diet, you're left with carbs as your main fuel. And as we already talked about, carbs burn fast and leave you crashing. Even worse, your brain is 60% fat. Without enough healthy fats like those found in eggs, fish, beef, avocados, and olive oil, your brain function declines. That means more brain fog, more memory issues, and of course more fatigue. 3. The eat less, move more myth. Another damaging piece of advice: you're tired because you're overweight. Just eat less and move more. This oversimplified nonsense leaves people starving, exhausted, and frustrated. When you cut calories without improving nutrition, your body thinks it's in a famine. It slows down your metabolism, conserves energy, and makes you even more tired. The better approach: eat nutrient-dense, whole foods that actually fuel your body. Prioritize protein, healthy fats, and vegetables. Stop obsessing over calories and start focusing on quality. That's what gives you lasting energy. The big picture. Here's the truth: many of the things you've been told to do for your health, the pills, the low-fat diet, the eat less advice, are actually backfiring. They're draining your energy instead of restoring it. And until you challenge these myths, you'll never break free from that cycle of constant fatigue. If you want real, lasting energy after 50, you have to stop blindly following outdated advice. Question it, rebuild your nutrition, and work with your doctor to see if your meds are doing more harm than good. So let's step back and put all of this together. If you're over 50 and you feel tired all the time, it's not because you're old. It's not because your body is supposed to slow down. It's because of very specific, very fixable problems that almost nobody talks about. First, we saw how the blood sugar roller coaster from so-called healthy foods like whole wheat bread, fruit juice, and low-fat cereals is actually one of the biggest energy killers. Stabilize your blood sugar with real foods, eggs, meat, fish, vegetables, and healthy fats, and your energy stops crashing every 2 hours. Second, we looked at nutrient deficiencies like B12, vitamin D, and magnesium. These aren't small, optional vitamins. They're the raw materials your body uses to make energy. Without them, you're running on fumes. Correcting these deficiencies can completely change how you feel, sometimes in just weeks. Third, we dug into lifestyle habits: poor sleep, chronic stress, dehydration, and lack of movement. These aren't minor details, they're energy thieves that build up over years. Fixing your sleep hygiene, managing stress in healthy ways, drinking enough water, and moving daily are simple but powerful steps to reclaiming your vitality. And finally, we exposed the myths and medication traps: low-fat diets, eat less, move more, and prescription drugs with hidden side effects are all quietly draining millions of people over 50. Once you question these outdated ideas and make smarter choices, your energy naturally returns. Now here's the most important takeaway: fatigue is not your destiny. I've worked with countless patients who believed they were doomed to be tired for the rest of their lives. But once they corrected their diet, filled in nutrient gaps, fixed their lifestyle, and challenged bad advice, they felt better in their 50s and 60s than they did in their 30s. And you can too. So here's what I want you to do. Don't accept tired all the time as your new normal. Start by making one small change this week. Maybe you swap out your cereal for eggs at breakfast. Maybe you get outside for 20 minutes of sunlight to boost vitamin D. Maybe you put away the screens an hour before bed. just one change. Because when you start stacking these changes, your energy builds back up day after day, week after week. And listen, if this video opened your eyes and you want to keep learning how to stay healthy, strong, and energized after 50, then make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. This channel is all about giving you the truth, not fads, not gimmicks, but real science-based strategies to help you age strong, active, and young at heart. Thanks for watching, my friend. Now go take action because you deserve to feel alive, not tired at any age.